Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Capricorn March 2024 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel St. James, clairvoyant, and it's great to see you. Great to see the subscribers in particular. Thank you for welcoming me back into your home. I love to see you each month, and who wouldn't indeed? Well, this month we're going to use a deck called Raphaelite, something like that. I just kept it wrapped up in string. The box is long gone, but you may well be familiar with it. It's sort of Renaissance type of art. It's crisp, it's clear, there's nothing abstract about it, so it's actually really good for, well, I actually just really like the paintings that are on it, and I'm sure that you will as well. Now, of course, I've done a number of one-on-one clairvoyant readings for people from different countries around the world over the course of the last month. And if you might be interested, and that's over FaceTime and Skype, and if you might be interested in having a one-on-one clairvoyant reading with me, then just check out the information that's in the description when you get to the end of the video. Now, the other spiritual gift that I was given at birth is that of healing. Now, charge for readings, I have to, but healings are free. I am to receive no payment, no benefit, nothing in return. There's no obligation. You won't be sold or recommended anything by me. It's the free lunch. There's no catch. The healing, of course, comes through me and not from me, as you would understand. And if you think that you have some emotional or physical thing that you think would be of benefit to talk about and have the spirit put into it, then please don't be afraid to just reach out and contact me. I have to do it. It's an obligation that I have, and it's part of my soul contract. Now, we don't have any video advertisements breaking their way into this content. I think the Google settings have eliminated them with luck, and we shall just take 5 cards. We only need 5. We don't just spend 2 seconds on a card, do we? Oh no, they have a lot to tell us about the cosmic energies that are swirling around you. So, show me the magic. That looks like the Hierophant. I don't know with. No, it's not. It's the Hermit, rather. Yeah, it's the Hermit. There is the Star. Now, what would that be? That's a magician. It's a lady magician. That's good to see, isn't it? Why not? There's the Hanged Man. These are all major arcana so far. What is the final card? Let's have a look and see what there is here. This looks like the King of Water, I would say. No, the King of Wands. It's the King of Wands. Well, why don't you come now, sit down here next to me. I'll bring the camera around. You and I can have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while they speak to us both of the energies that are swirling around you, and I'll do the reading for you. Now, the central energy of the magician is so important to you this month. I might spend a bit of time on it compared to the others, although we'll see how we go with time, shall we? I just love, it's a lady magician, which is good for a change. What's important is not the gender, it is the energy that is coming up from it. Well, what I'm getting here, of course, is the planet of Mercury all around here, so you'll have brilliant communication, playful dealings with all possible forms of communication. I think a flexibility with you, and dare I say it, you may even have moments of brilliance. There's action, power, manifestation. You make things happen. I'll get to that in just a moment. And you make your ideas and desires come into being. There's willpower here. I do think that you could be something of a smooth talker. And I feel that there is here also the great ability to seek and to obtain freedom. Now, what she is really doing here with the energy that she is reflecting is that she represents inspiration, communication, willpower, and focus to direct your creative energy to make things happen. She embodies the elements of air and fire. Her number, as you can see here, is the number 1. And 1 represents new starts, new beginnings, and the planting of seeds. I think what we also find here is that the magician, you, at this time, will be channeling divine inspiration, magically blending and integrating it with the 4 elements of life: air, fire, earth, and water. You'll bring forth, I think, original and creative things that turn into a reality. Now, her right hand is holding that sword that's there, and the left hand is directed out to the earth. And in front of her is a table with the, well, let's have a look at it again. In front of her is a table here which has the, well, with everything that she has, which you have and she has there to make things happen. They are the tools of life, the 4 suits of the minor arcana in front of her. They represent the 4 elements, of course. Now, she uses these tools in her daily experiences, constantly adjusting, balancing, and refining each potential, measuring, checking how they have unfolded. Now, the more that you do this, well, then the more you will find that you can trust your choices. You see, she and you at the moment are basically like a fiber optic cable which connects the universal forces of inspiration, wonder, and imagination down into material reality. Now, when she receives the seed of an intention or an inspiration, she works out her plan internally with a focused clarity. Then she puts it into action with confidence and will, and therefore her intention is transformed into reality. Now, this fits very well with you, doesn't it, really? Now, she represents, I think, the visionary that's in you and the potential that is possible. She wants you to pay attention to that flash of insight or inspiration and then to act upon it. Now, this energy brings excitement that activates your life force with commitment, with focus, and with willpower. Now, she knows what we might call miracles are possible and do happen. And she encourages you to gather together your vitality and energy and work with your magic to turn your life around and create new goals. You see, you are the magician. You are constantly creating your life and your destiny, whether you are doing it consciously or not. But she's telling you to do it consciously and with the light of love in your heart. Now is the time to claim your power. Open your communication between spirit and matter. Use your soul. Feel the force and strength that flashes like a shooting star of inspiration. Now, communicate to others your intentions clearly and in a way that they will understand. Think about what you want, visualize it, and then direct it into your world and let it blossom into its full potential. Stretch your hand up to the heavens, and you be that fiber optic cable. Set your intention and let your dreams come into reality. Now, it is the case, I think, that now you have at your disposal brilliant capabilities which you should share with other people. Now, one important thing to do is to find or to create the proper surroundings that you can relax in, to come up with, to undertake your activities. And ask yourself this question: in what area lie your talents? With what methods and in what surroundings can you pass or share them on to others? Concentrate on what you are talented at. Get rid of those things that you are not talented at. Move your life to things that you enjoy doing and that you're good at. And visualize your ideal area of activity. Don't just think about it in a vague form. Describe it specifically. See it, every element of it. And say this to yourself: I create magic when I use my inherent gifts and talents. I honor the resources of skilled communication which are within me, and the full expression of my creative potential. It fulfills me, and it makes me happy and satisfied. And you got major arcana all over the place here, except for this king down there, which we'll get to probably at the end. Let's go through these major arcana. And here is, well, you'd understand who this is, wouldn't you? They call him the Hermit. Now, this is Mercury ruling Virgo with Mercury exalted. So great communication skills still with you, following on from that Magician card here. Now, I call this the prophet of the eternal, the magus of the voice of power. You will be finding your own light, going inward perhaps, completing some things which need to be tied off, and you'll be reaping the reward of the harvest. In a sense, you will be resting in your own center. You'll have a great degree of patience, funnily enough. And I think that you're certainly going to be a very wise guide, because I can see that you might actually be acting as a mentor to somebody else, explaining how things are done, showing them, giving them advice, almost counseling in some way. You're going to enjoy learning things here. There's a wisdom that's coming to you. It's almost as if, and again coming from that Magician card, it's as if it's coming down this fiber optic cable by way of divine inspiration. Well, the Hermit has set out of internal fulfillment and has found the light within. And he is so fulfilled by the wealth of the inner realm that to him the external realm seems quite colorless and unimportant. Now, I guess when you look inside yourself, of course, you have come home. He's saying that there is no reason to chase after the deceptive light of that which is external and changes. However, I can tell you that the journey inward also has its difficult and troublesome aspects. You need to have courage and trust in yourself in order to embark upon that journey before you reach the sought-for light. You can get led through apparently danger-filled realms of your own shadow or the shadows of others. All unfinished business has got to be attended to, though, now, before the available energies that are within you can be applied to new things. And the integration of the animal within you is also necessary for the emergence of this total being, Now, the transforming inner light, which is symbolized by this lantern, it fills bit by bit all the levels of his being and therefore yours. And you'll find that the fruit will ripen, and the fruit of your surrender to the internal self becomes visible. Then the grain can be harvested and shared with others. Now, whoever has found the inner reality can share the experience of transformation with other seekers. But you do need to heed, that is, to pay attention to your inner wisdom and surround yourself with like-minded people. The goal of this path that he's talking about here is to find and listen and trust your inner voice. Listen to it. Pray, meditate. It will speak. Discover your inner guide and become familiar with this, because it will heal you and teach you. Don't concern yourself with people who don't understand you, who would rather see you as being part of the flock of sheep. Now, I'll ask you this question. Do you have any unresolved situations or relationships in your life? Tie them off. Make a list of all situations which you now wish to resolve or in some way bring to a completion, because if anybody wants to embark upon the search for the internal light, then they can't be weighed down by unresolved conflicts. Accounts must be settled. But nevertheless, say this: I enjoy the feeling of completion and resolution, and I will not compromise that which is important to me. Now, this is a fascinating period for you altogether, I think, this month, because you have these such strong, vibrant, loud energies coming through, and now here is another one. What is that? Is it a lady or a man? Well, it could be a lady, could be a man. Usually called the Hanged Man, this card, but I shall call it the Hanged One, I think. Now, the element here is water, and there's a great association with Venus, also of Neptune. Water, that watery planet. This is the spirit of the mighty waters. Some of these words that are coming through at the moment, and it is, you are the sun at the heart of my being. Your word is the shaft which fills me, to which I conform myself, oh, that I might be still, silent, and like the pool that reflects you, the veil that reveals you. I think this is speaking of an end of a situation or a relationship which has become stuck. There is a sense here of letting go. Letting go of something in order to obtain benefit to you. Also of giving up something so that it might be replaced by something better. And you'll be learning to see in a new way, I think. Now, there is here the necessity of breaking through some old behavior patterns which could be acting as a handbrake upon you. Because there is the moment here where, like on the tree of life, you change from being a caterpillar climbing across a branch and turning into a butterfly. Now, the Hanged One is hanging upside down in a position in which the personal will is broken. The situation is at a stalemate. There is no more room to move. It looks like escape of any kind has become impossible, doesn't it? And the Hanged One may well be blind to all which does not fit into the closed system of his or her concepts. Every new idea, every new impulse must be ignored or resisted. It's almost as if this is a person who has lost trust in their intuition. It's a person who's thinking that all their efforts seem unpromising or doomed to failure. But this is saying to you that, well, you do feel this sometimes, but in the midst of this hopelessness, the fact is that wonders can occur, and as we discussed before somewhere, miracles can and do happen. The point has come at which you no longer avoid seeing the naked reality of something. There is nothing left but to face up to it and to let it go. This could also be giving up, ideas or thought patterns or beliefs that have become frozen. And giving it up leads to far-reaching change, transforming you into that butterfly, breaking through rigid behavior patterns, clearing away the old rubbish, surrendering yourself to the higher self. Now, when you bow willingly to the cosmic order of the universe, you become one with it. Thy will be done. And the great reward for deep surrender to the whole is, it's almost like a 180-degree turn. The world can be seen from a new perspective. I think what's also going on here is that I think you have the opportunity to redeem yourself in a situation that has turned sour. You've got the opportunity to put things right, which is almost like the hanged one coming down here, almost like a descent of light into darkness. And this implies, because I get the sense of water here and the planet of Neptune, that watery planet here, and water has an association with emotions. It really is saying to me that emotions are like water and should be allowed to flow. And you can have redemption. That is, you can fix things up, or you can repair a situation that is related to an emotional event or to anything that you've done wrong in relation to it. I think it's also a time when you need to lose emotional ties to guilt from past events. Whatever it may be, the past is in the cemetery. There's freedom from guilt or blame here. And you might need, as I say, to give up something lesser for something which is more fulfilling emotionally and spiritually. I think it's possible for you now to recognize where you are stuck and in which areas of your life things have become stagnant rather than flowing. Now, there isn't anything to do. The mere act of perceiving, of understanding, of looking at your reality clearly makes this transformation possible. Now ask yourself this: in what areas of your life are you stuck? Are you ready to recognize and let go of your just rock-like thought and behavior patterns? Say this to yourself: I value breaking ineffective or unhelpful old patterns. I trust and have deep faith in the essence of who I am. I surrender to the higher path and to God's will. I let go and realize, follow, and accept the will of the divine in my life, which reveals itself to me step by step. Now that is also then complemented and expanded upon by this wonderful energy of the star here. Let's have a look at you, madam. The star. Well, this is Saturn ruling Aquarius with Neptune, again, exalted. Well, Aquarius is all about the individual and uniqueness, isn't it? And yet, it really has an overall care for society and people locally and nationally and internationally. Well, the star shares these qualities in that it is trying to remind you about the divinity and the uniqueness within you, while encouraging you to be that fiber optic cable that brings down your highest potential here. This is a time of great inspiration for you. She's bringing inspiration, very much a theme for you. the crystallization of ideas into tangible form. More importantly, a self-recognition and love of yourself. There's a radiating, clear vision coming about, a trust in yourself. I get hope, happiness, opportunities, and optimism, and cosmic blessings in all form. This really represents, I think, a beautiful process that's underway with you. Cosmic inspiration of the highest nature is coming down and being manifest through you on the material plane. Now the card is, energy around here is Aquarius. Aquarius is the water carrier in this process, which she represents here. And she is fully open to the input from this spiritual plane and passes it on in full service to the highest good. She is the channel, isn't she, used by divine energy to manifest things on earth. The energy is pouring out from her through these jugs. There's a star there which acts as sort of an antenna to extend like a radio or a TV antenna, to extend perception, which allows it to come down into earth, carrying with it the inspiration of the cosmic. Now, do you know what? I think that a new crystal clear vision is going to is going to bring about form and purpose to that which maybe only recently for you was just a vague impression. You gain a more penetrating view into what is really the boundless potential of your development. The power of inspiration you receive gives you wings, lets the apparently impossible turn up and happen in marvelous ways. Now you are going to exude this energy with you this month, and other people are going to be drawn to you as if by a magnet. Now I think that what's also going on here is that you'll find that you'll be fulfilled and inspired by life. And it's a reminder for you to follow your dreams, those that give you the best feeling, and be open to love and trust creation in what it brings. Do you know that encouragement is now being given to you, that even though I think you might have had some hard testing times in the past, now is the time to move forward with renewed hope and live an inspired life that you can express yourself fully in. Let your star rise and stay in contact with the earth. Trust your environment and find ways to let others share in it. You will be tested and recognized by the fruits you bear. And I'll ask you this: are you totally fulfilled in your present area of work? And check to see if you are doing everything possible to bring your ideas into fruition. And while you're doing this, have these thoughts in mind. I am a radiant light being. I am a star that walks upon a bigger star. I can see what can be of benefit to people. My creative powers of imagination and my connection to all-encompassing consciousness, that shows me the way to realize my ideas. And then finally, let's have a look here. We've got the Knight of Wands, which we're going to have to deal with rather quickly, I'm afraid. A lot of Sagittarius around this, a lot of Scorpio. Now let's have a look. This is a time when you'll be very active, generous. You could well be impetuous. You may have a lot of pride. You'll be very quick, and people are going to be quite shocked by some of the actions that you take. There's a very dynamic action here. Fire is the king in the Suit of Wands, which is fire. Dynamic forward motion. Increased insight and coming changes. The energetic, ambitious and adventurous is what you'll be, as well as a lot of determination. And very charming, and a magnetism that will be hard to resist. And there's a budding entrepreneurship here as well. The energy here, created by increased perception, is now set free, and it's unstoppable. Even in difficult things, you're going to move in a constructive direction. Now, I think what I'm also getting around here is there could well be journeys and traveling. maybe changes in jobs, a promotion, creative ideas being brought into action, having the courage of your convictions in particularly. But it's a time when you should find your vitality and trust your gut instinct. Let your hair down. Give yourself a pep talk and believe that you can do it. Now be awake, ready for people or situations that could produce dynamic life changes in your consciousness, and be grateful for this gift from existence. Receive it and don't cling to it. Does your present situation allow your energies to develop and unfold fully? And if not, what must be removed or changed? Seek out situations and opportunities that challenge you and engage them with all of your energy. Because this is the time when you should be saying to yourself, every challenge which arises helps me grow. Every storm strengthens my roots. Well, what a fabulous set of energy for you. Good job. Yes, you did a really good job in that reading, and what a fantastic and interesting month it looks like it's going to be for you, and don't you deserve it? It's great to see you. And you deserve all the good things in life, really you do. Now, unless I see you privately for a reading or a healing, then I'll see you again next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.